Salam, Namaste, Sat Shri Akal, Adab. I'm absolutely overjoyed today. I have a very, very special guest. I haven't met him earlier, let me caveat it that way. But we were looking forward to having him on campus for some time now. Garth Simmons, it's such a pleasure. The COO of Accor Asia. I love it. The students love it. You brought your entire team along. The energy that came with you. It's such an honor.
Oh, thank you very much, and it's great to be here. Actually, in fact, the tour we just did around was wonderful as well. Actually, more wonderful was the students that actually took us around and the conversations we had. So very enlightening. Thank you very much.
How you came to India about a couple of days ago?
Yeah. Actually, in fact, my role's Asia. So
Asia.
In fact, I flew in from Bangkok on the way through, and we had a general managers meeting over there. But I've been in India since Tuesday night, and I'll fly out again tomorrow morning. But Asia keeps us flying around, keeps us quite busy.
And if I quickly have to kind of ask you, when you look at the Indian landscape of hospitality, spread over the last 20, 30 years, which you have been witness to, what kind of changes do you see from an outside-in perspective?
It's maturing a lot, right? There's no doubt about that. We talk about the growth of it, but it's also, historically it was luxury hotels and a lot of boarding homes and hostels, and that's changing. The market's changing dramatically, and particularly as the economy grows as well. I mean, it'll continue to grow in that space as well. I think the need for hotels and the growth of hotels will continue to be at the forefront. I think at the moment it's only a small part of the economy of India as a whole, but that'll continue to be super, super important. And I think that's what we've seen. I think there's no doubt also the understanding of what great service is provided in India as well. And I think it's not just about inside of India, it's actually the Indians that have travelled outside and have taken that talent and that expertise outside as well. In parts of Asia that I look after, we've got many wonderful Indians that come outside to actually bring that expertise. And I think you can hear I'm an Australian as well.
Yes.
So we've got that in a little bit in common, I suppose. We're part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, we're part of the we're part of the colony.
Yeah, do we
colonized nation?
Do we like England or not? I'm not sure. We like to beat them in cricket.
Yeah,
it's one
seriously.
thing. But we've seen a lot of changes, and there's going to continue to be changes.
Yeah.
But I think that's hand in hand with the change of the economy as well, and the growth of the economy as well.
But tell me something. I got to ask you this question is because of this multi-decade experience that you have, and more importantly, this is about China, right? You've seen China's growth from pretty much where it was to where it is today. India is at that cusp. Today is the fourth largest economy in terms of the output from a GDP perspective. Of course, the 1.4 billion population, all the strength on its one side weighs us down as well, right? But what really happens when you're a $10 trillion economy? What really changes? You've seen China go from 4 to 16. Just give us a glimpse. What really changes in the hotel hospitality?
I think you touched on it. It's actually the drive and push of volume of people, and the growth of those economies will continue to stimulate and grow that. India's a little bit different to China, though. I mean, just the way it works. It's clearly communism compared to it'll work very differently, and in some ways, India's a little bit confusing as well, right? And getting things done, right? Sometimes so
overly regulated.
Yeah, that's a nice way to say it. But whereas China's almost a dictatorship, and it kind of happened very quickly. Yeah. India will be the story of the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades is what it'll be, and quite frankly, I'm very fortunate to be in Asia, and I think we all are.
Where the center of gravity has shifted.
100%. This is the new world, and India's the lead of that new world as well. I don't like to say it to my northern friends, but I think Europe's the old world, and
for sure.
And so, and the US will be part of that.
I think the next century it belongs to Asia.
100%. So very exciting. I think, and for us, it's actually about inside of India, and yes, the growth of India inside of India, but it's also the Indians travel out, as I mentioned before.
For sure.
That massive growth of travel. I think that our very strong JV partner is one of the largest airlines in India, and I look at their goals, their strategies, what that looks like for the next 10 years, and that'll match what our industry looks like as well.
And what is so unique about Accor, from my perspective, is you have always invested in India.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you have financially invested in India. You have strategic interest in India, human capital investment in India, and I don't think so. There is any other company, at least an outsider company, which has invested the way Accor has kind of done it.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. That's good. A lot of people forget that. But yes, we've got skin in the game. We believe in India. And India hasn't always been what India is today, right? So it takes a lot of time to get there. We're close to unveiling some other plans as well as far as our continued growth in India as well. But you're right, we own, we manage, we franchise.
Absolutely.
And our other, we're probably more like our Indian. I don't want to say competitors, but because I don't think it's that. I think you need different players in the market to continue to grow the market. I mean, you're sitting here in a hotel school, right?
Yeah.
You need us, we need you, right? Yeah. And as an industry, we need to be together.
And now we take it one step ahead.
Yeah.
Your investment with ISH in terms of the human capital after the graduation level, shed some light on that.
Oh, I think we need to do more of it, quite frankly. And we were having a good conversation before. We need to work collectively about how do we make sure we attract people, how do we retain people in our industry.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've lived a lifetime in this industry, and I love it. When I get asked a lot about the industry and my thoughts, I liken it to school. I love this industry, and I like school because that's where my friends were. This is where my friends are as well, and it sort of gets in your blood, and you love it. We want to make sure that we have that same experience, or be it that the youth today is a little bit different to what I was like, and what my children are like. I've got two girls, and right now my eldest daughter is working.
Cheers to that! I got two girls as well.
That's the best. My eldest daughter is working in our industry now. In fact, she's working in one of our hotels in Japan.
Oh, beautiful!
And I didn't plan that. That actually just happened, and I'm watching her experience, and she's giving me a very different perspective of what that age bracket needs. When you hear some of the conversations.
Do you think specialized pathways or what we have created together right now for the business graduates, how do you think that would change?
I think it'll just continue to evolve, I suppose, and we need to have that. We're part of that because we want the partnership. We want the talent. Yeah. We want the talent. We want to. That one in particular is working with children that maybe don't have the opportunity originally to come to an institution like this. Yeah. But there's plenty of other wonderful kids. I was listening about the attrition rates that you have and that stay in our industry and come to hotels, and they're a bit alarming. Yeah. So we need to do more. We need to do more. We need to work on that as an industry, not just Accor, not just Oberoi or Taj. It needs to be all of us together.
You're absolutely right. India post-liberalization, Garth, is about 30, 35 years old, right? So essentially it's a 30, 35-year-old industry only. It's a nascent stage when you compare it with, let's say, more advanced economies, right? We are an ascending economy. So a lot more the industry needs to do with schools. To ensure that, the entire ecosystem lifts by itself. And that's what you're doing. You guys are pioneer at that.
Oh, I think, listen, I've been in Asia for quite a long time now, and India is similar to the rest of Asia. I remember when I first came, when I left Australia, I was in New Zealand, I was working in the Pacific Islands, and I came across to Asia for the first time, and I went, oh, great, I won't have a problem with manpower because there's a lot. But no, there's challenges, right? There's challenges, and the challenges are different in each country.
Of course.
Each country, and that's sometimes it's the beautiful thing about our region as Asia as a whole is the one thing that you don't generally have to train and teach is attitude, which is fantastic. It's the other stuff. It's the other stuff. Some countries it's hygiene, sometimes it's skill-based bits and pieces.
I think it comes very intrinsic. It's very inherent to our nature.
100%. I mean, you go to we go to one of our Ibis hotels, an economy hotel in India. You're getting some of the service levels that you'll get in a 5-star hotel in Europe,
like a mid-scale or an upscale hotel.
100%. And we do take that for granted a little bit, and you see that in Indonesia, in Thailand, and it's just natural. So we're very lucky in that space. But yes, a lot of people,
Yeah.
But that still means with those amount of people, we still have a need and a problem.
You know, the way I kind of look at it, that's another $1.5 billion problems to solve in India.
Yeah. Well, 100%. Well, it's
so that's where the opportunity is. The opportunity is where you need to solve problems.
Well, and also we bring the solutions across the borders as well.
So right.
You look at. I mean, we're running a lot of hotels in places like Japan and Korea.
Yeah.
Now that's opposite. The population is going backwards.
But there isn't too many problems to solve there. There's $1.5 billion problems to solve.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
You know, I always say, you know what, and you would have heard this very often, right? In the mid 2000s, people would say, if you don't know Mandarin, you're losing out in life.
Oh yeah, of course.
If you don't know Hindi, you're now losing out for the next 2 decades, right? Because this is where the money's coming in.
Yep.
This is where the aspiration is, and $1.5 billion problem to solve.
100%.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think anyway, like I said, we're pretty lucky we're in this part of the world.
So before I let you go,
sure.
Hand on your heart, you just need to let me know, what did you go through when India beat Australia in the finals?
Funny enough, I was, we didn't care so much about that. I happened to be, and I don't go to Australia very often, but I've got a home in Australia, and I happened to be there at Christmas, and I was sending a lot of messages to the team that we work with here about, because Australia obviously beat India in Australia. And I was very happy about that.
Australia beat India in Australia, but India beat Australia in, I think, 2 back-to-back world championships.
Yeah, I think you're home ground in Dubai.
Yeah. But I apologize for that.
No. But we do have a lot in common. I did say the Commonwealth before, but
this podcast, incidentally, is heard by millions.
Yeah. Great. Fantastic.
That's your camera. I would like to believe $1.5 billion people are listening to you.
Sure.
What would you like to tell them?
Oh, listen. Our industry, I grew up in it. I love it. It's a home for me, and if you are given an opportunity and a chance to be a home, I mean, institutions like this, companies like ours, provide that for yourself, a place for yourself to grow, your families. We're certainly excited about it, and we'd like to welcome you into this wonderful, wonderful industry.
Thank you so much for your time. And before I wrap up, I think you're a beautiful person. I just want you to take that away. That's the energy that I kind of got from you. And I say it with all the humility and all the genuineness in me, that I think you're a very beautiful soul.
Oh, very nice. That's nice of you to say.
Thank you so much for coming to ISH, and thank you so much for everything.
It's been wonderful. Thank you very much.
God bless.